Let's envision a heaven bathed in divine light, where the presence of angels is both tangible and profound. What might it mean for us, as human beings, to witness the celestial vision of 3 angels? This vision is not merely a heavenly spectacle. It carries deep meanings and essential revelations for our spiritual understanding and practice. Let's delve into this angelic vision and uncover what it truly signifies for our lives. Revelation 14 verse 6-7 presents us with a monumental and deeply significant moment. The first vision of the angel of Revelation. This angel is more than just a celestial messenger. He is a powerful symbol of the divine call that echoes through the ages. He appears amid an apocalyptic scenario, where the forces of evil seem to dominate the global stage, bringing a message of hope and urgency. The first of the 3 angels described in Revelation 14 verse 6-7 emerges in the midst of heaven, flying and proclaiming the eternal gospel to those who dwell on earth. The vision is grand, involving an angel who moves with majesty and authority, representing God himself delivering a crucial message to humanity. The depiction of his flight across the sky suggests a universal reach and a message intended for every corner of the world, without exception. The angel has a clear and direct mission: to announce the message of the eternal gospel. This is not a fleeting message or confined to a specific time. It is a perpetual call to repentance and worship of the Creator. The eternal gospel is the good news that God is always present, offering salvation and forgiveness to all who turn to Him with a sincere heart. The invitation to worship the Creator is a call to recognize God's sovereignty over all creation and to establish a personal and devoted relationship with Him. The angel's message is a reminder that, regardless of our circumstances, God's truth remains constant. In times of crisis and despair, it is easy to lose sight of the divine plan and the greater purpose God has for our lives. Thus, the angel of Revelation serves as a beacon of light in the darkness, pointing us towards eternal truth and encouraging us to maintain our faith and hope. The angel of Revelation exemplifies the role of messengers in our spiritual lives. They are sent by God to remind us of eternal truths and guide us on our faith journey. The presence of an angel, especially during critical moments, reinforces the divine message and reminds us that we are not alone in our quest for God. The vision of the angel of Revelation also underscores the importance of being attentive to the divine messages we receive. Often, these messages may not come in the form of visible angels, but through other means, such as the Bible, prayer, or even our inner conscience. The angel calls us to remain vigilant and to continuously seek God's guidance in our lives. This vision invites us to deeply reflect on how we respond to calls for change and repentance in our lives. What does it mean for you to hear the call to worship the Creator? It involves a sincere evaluation of your spiritual life and a renewed commitment to divine principle. Call to worship the Creator is essentially an invitation to personal transformation. It means opening your heart to God's presence, recognizing His works in your life, and living according to His commandment. It serves as a reminder that worship is not just an occasional practice, but a continuous attitude of gratitude and reverence before God. In Revelation 14 verse 8, we encounter the second celestial vision, where an angel proclaims the fall of Babylon. This moment is pivotal in the apocalyptic narrative and carries deep symbolism that echoes through the ages. The angel delivering this message is not just a herald of the end, but a symbol of divine intervention that confronts and destroys the forces of corruption and injustice. The angel in this vision delivers a powerful and direct message. Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, who made all nations drink the wine of the passion of her immorality. In the biblical context, Babylon is often depicted as a symbol of corruption, idolatry, and oppression. Fall of Babylon, therefore, signifies not just a historical or geographical event, but the destruction of systems and powers that oppose divine justice and perpetuate injustice. In the Bible, Babylon is associated with a great city that, despite its grandeur and influence, embodies moral and spiritual decay. It is seen as a center of idol worship, corruption, and exploitation. Thus, its fall serves as a powerful metaphor for the defeat of all that is unjust and corrupt, and the eventual triumph of divine truth and justice. The symbolism of Babylon extends beyond its physical existence, to represent any system or structure that stands against divine principles. In the Apocalyptic Vision, Babylon represents opposition to God and His law. It symbolizes the powers and ideologies that corrupt and exploit, leading people away from the true path of justice and worship. The destruction of Babylon affirms God's power to dismantle and reverse systems of oppression and injustice. It signals that, despite the apparent temporary victories of evil, divine justice will ultimately prevail. This vision reaffirms the hope that God will intervene decisively to rectify injustices and restore order and truth. The angel proclaiming Babylon's fall is a stark reminder of the promise of divine justice. In a world often marked by injustice and inequality, this vision provides deep comfort and unwavering hope. It reminds us that no matter how daunting oppressive systems and unjust structures may seem, God's justice is sovereign and will triumph in the end. This angel encourages believers to maintain their hope and trust in God, even when facing life's adversities and injustice. He urges us to remain steadfast in faith and trust that, in due time, God will administer justice. The vision of Babylon's fall serves as a reminder that, despite appearances and difficulties, good will ultimately triumph over evil. The vision of the angel announcing Babylon's fall challenges us to reflect on how we deal with injustices and challenges in our own lives. How do you respond when confronted with oppression and inequality? Does the promise of divine justice influence your perspective on current issues? It is easy to feel helpless in the face of injustices and challenges we encounter in the world. However, the vision of Babylon falling offers us a perspective of hope and encouragement. It reminds us that, although difficulties may seem insurmountable, there is certainty that divine justice will prevail. The assurance of the ultimate victory of good over evil can help us face challenges with a more hopeful and courageous outlook. Instead of being discouraged by injustices, we can find strength in the promise that God is working to correct inequalities or restore justice. In Revelation 14, verse 9 to 12, we are introduced to the third vision, which highlights an angel delivering a stern and critical warning about worshiping the beast and receiving its mark. This angel not only represents a caution against straying from divine principles, but also symbolizes the importance of remaining loyal to God in the face of external pressures seek to lead us away from His ways. Third angel appears with a message of profound gravity, warning against the worship of the beast and acceptance of its mark. The warning is explicit and direct. If anyone worships the beast and its image and receives its mark on their forehead or hand, they too will drink the wine of God's fury, which has been prepared undiluted in the cup of His wrath. This declaration serves not only as a warning against allegiance to a corrupt power, but also as a caution about the eternal consequences of aligning with systems that oppose God. The beast and its mark represent a system or entity that directly challenges God's sovereignty and promotes ideologies contrary to His teachings. Accepting the mark of the beast symbolizes conformity and loyalty to this corrupt system. In contrast, rejecting the mark and remaining loyal to God signify true faithfulness and obedience. The mark of the beast represents a conscious choice to deviate from divine principles and align with a system that defies God's authority. It is a symbol of worshiping something or someone opposed to God, and by accepting this mark, one demonstrates loyalty to something that is not of God. Thus, the mark is not merely a physical sign, but a spiritual and moral expression of the choice made. This vision underscores that following the path of the beast and accepting its mark is not just a matter of superficial conformity, but a decision with eternal implications. The angel's warning serves as a reminder that the consequences of deviating from divine principles are severe and irreversible. It is a pressing call to examine our choices and ensure that our loyalty remains firmly with God. The angel's message calls for courage and unwavering fidelity to God, even in the face of external pressures to conform. Society often pushes individuals to adopt norms and ideologies that conflict with biblical teachings. The message of this angel challenges us to resist these pressures and maintain our faith and allegiance to God, regardless of the personal consequences that may arise. In times of crisis and challenges, remaining faithful to God may require both courage and resolve. This angel reminds us that loyalty to God is not merely a matter of personal conviction, but also a choice that may lead to trials and persecution. The message is clear. Faithfulness to God must be unconditional and steadfast, even when it means going against prevailing norms and ideologies. The vision of the final angel prompts us to reflect deeply on how we handle the pressures to conform to standards that do not align with our principles. In your life, how do you resist external pressures that attempt to pull you away from your values and spiritual convictions? This angel's message inspires courage and faithfulness by reminding us of the importance of maintaining our loyalty to God, even in the face of adversity. Remaining steadfast in a world that often promotes ideologies and norms contrary to our beliefs can be a constant struggle. However, this angel's message offers a perspective of hope and encouragement, reminding us that loyalty to God is rewarded and that the challenges faced because of that faithfulness of eternal value. The vision of the three angels is not just an ancient account, but a continuous source of inspiration and guidance for us. Each message carries a call to action, a promise of justice, and a challenge to remain faithful to God. Call to action. If this message has touched you and you want to explore further how these visions can impact your spiritual life, subscribe to the channel for more videos and share your thoughts in the comments below. How do these visions resonate with your spiritual journey? Share your reflections with us. The celestial vision of the three angels reminds us of the importance of living according to divine principles, even in the face of adversity and pressure. As we reflect on these messages, we can find direction, hope, and a renewed commitment to our faith. May we always seek truth and justice, remaining steadfast in our spiritual journey.